Hello, everybody. It is Thanksgiving Day, and I am sitting here as I live alone. So, just kind of reflecting on everything to be thankful for. Um, so, I just thought I'd fill you in on a little bit of this spiritual journey I've been on that I've been referring to. Um, Started a while back, first when I got baptized, I guess, um, and had sort of a little mini miracle, which I've described in another post. But then I got divorced and living alone and went through a period of kind of a dark time. And then when I came out of it, just started down this new path. And not quite sure how I got there, but started doing the podcast again, paranormal podcast, which got me thinking back to the original radio show that I did 14 years ago, where even then, talking about haunted houses and things like that were cool, but I was always interested more in learning about what happens after you successfully die. I had a couple people on the show that were claimed to be reincarnated, and the evidence they presented was very compelling. I was a skeptic, let's put it that way, and now I call myself a skeptical believer. I believe it's possible, but you still have to give me proof. I'm not just going to take your word for it, which is why I discard 99% of the evidence you see on those ghost hunting shows. So I started down this path and interviewed a few people and stumbled across a gentleman by the name of Michael Newton, who was a psychiatrist, or I don't even know what his exact title was, but therapist, specializing in hypnosis. And he was just doing straight up hypnosis, but then this resurgence of interest, like 30 years ago, in learning more about past lives and if reincarnation was real. People kept asking him if he could do past life regressions. So reluctantly, kicking and screaming, he started to do them and learned quite a bit excuse me, from those people. And there started to become this clear pattern in what they were saying. And then one time he went a little too far into the past life regression and actually went past the point of where that person had died and actually re-entered the spirit world. And that's when he discovered, oh wow, I can actually bring people into where they remember the spirit world, their time there. So we started focusing on that. And then over 20, 30 years, he compiled thousands and thousands of case studies with people basically saying the same exact thing. I mean, there were subtle differences between everybody's story, of course, but they all described the same thing. You die, you go back to the spirit world, you go through what they call a past life review. Basically, you're reviewing the highlight reel of your life and looking over what you did right, what you did wrong, and then you start looking forward to your next life. What do I have to do differently on this life? What do I still need to learn? Now, the ultimate goal of all this is to become a perfect spirit. A spirit in the image of God, which is unconditional love in any situation for everybody. Which, as you know, is very hard to do for people that have wronged you. And that's why it takes multiple lifetimes to do it. Now, for those of you that don't believe in all this stuff, then that's fine. That's your prerogative. Um, but for those of you with an open mind, I tell you to do your research. Look into this. One of the books I read that Michael Newton wrote is the first book is called Journey of Souls, which I don't have here because I lent to someone because they had an open mind and wanted to learn more. His second book, though, is called Destiny of Souls, if I can figure out how to get there. It is. And this is just more of the same of what's in the first book. This is more case studies, actual case studies, case by case, of people that he's put under hypnosis and the stories that they told. And like I said, I'm a skeptic, but when you have upwards of 50,000 people all saying almost the same thing, you have to take it seriously, unless you have a closed mind, like some voters I know. Anyway, you just need to give it a chance. Read the book. You can buy it on Audible. Once again, Destiny of Souls, Michael Newton. Start with Journey of Souls, though. That's the first part. That lays a good groundwork, and you might have a hard time understanding some of the terms that he says in this book if you don't listen to the first one first. So once you accept the fact that you are here for a reason, that you, one, have somewhat laid a outline for your life before you even started it. You picked the body that you're in. You picked your parents. You picked the general situations that you were going to be in. Of course, you still have free will to veer and change off that path as you're living this life. But knowing that this is not all there is, that, okay, if I do screw this up, I'm going back to the spirit world. I'm going to review. I'm going to figure out what I did wrong. And I'm going to get another chance to come back and do it again. That takes a lot of pressure off. One, I'm totally not afraid of dying anymore. Because actually where I'm going after here is going to be pretty awesome. The way they've described it, time and time and time again. You have this core group of souls, maybe a dozen, say, that are around you at all times in every life, playing different parts. You know, the person that's your mother today might have been your daughter in another life, but it's that same group generally. And when you get back there and you all can get back together again, and there's just this feeling of unconditional love there, just between everyone, it sounds like a pretty awesome place. And that's why when someone else dies, I don't get upset. Yes, I'd like to see him, but I know I'm going to see him again. But I'm also excited for them because I know where they're going. If someone I knew was going to Disneyland and was all excited about going there, I would be so excited for them. I would love it. And the spirit world sounds like a whole lot better deal than Disney World. So I'm going to be excited for them knowing that they're there. And that they also have a chance to come back again. So that's the journey I've been on. I'm trying to live my life being kinder and gentler to others. I am forgiving people that have wronged me. There's a few that I'm not quite to the point where I'm loving them again, but I'm getting there. There are people in my life that are struggling, and I help them when I can, but again, I don't go overboard trying to do everything for them, because I realize they are a soul that is on a mission that is trying to learn something as well. And they're not going to learn what they need to learn if I keep jumping in the way and helping them out. So the first thing you got to learn is to love yourself and to let some things go. Let some people stumble. Let them crash. Be there to offer a helping hand up, but don't be there to helicopter them and do everything for them, because they're not going to learn what they need to learn. So my whole life pretty much just kind of mellowed out. I wasn't stressed about things anymore. So that led me into meditating more. Started doing meditation, learning how to do that, calming my mind, which led me to meeting some other people that are also involved in that, and then also wanting to take care of my body physically a little more than I have been. Not a lot, I'm too old, but I stumbled across this thing called vibrational therapy, where basically, now that I understand I am a soul which is made up of energy, my body is also energy. Everything in my body vibrates at a certain frequency, and you can detect that. And they've been studying this stuff long enough now where they have a baseline of pretty much where everyone's organs and everything should be vibrating, what frequencies. So now they can actually scan you, and you can tell what areas of your body are off frequency wise. They can look at the frequency and say, oh, that one's too high, that one's too low. And then you can also, to treat that, you can play frequencies back into your head. You've seen the meditation music with certain frequencies, or what they call binaural beats, which is one frequency in one ear, one in the other, and then they meet in the middle and create a third frequency, and that stimulates certain parts of your brain. So by doing that, you can send frequencies to certain parts of your body that are ailing. I'm not saying this is a medical cure or anything like that. I'm just saying you can improve the quality of your body. You can balance your frequencies, which may or may not prevent you from getting diseases or things like that. Now, once again, I'm going by testimonials. I was out with a young lady at a restaurant, and she had someone text her that was having panic attacks and things, and right from a restaurant sent this woman some of the balancing harmonic frequencies. Basically, it's music, meditation music with frequencies embedded underneath it. Sent them to her, and it wasn't very long after she came back and thanked her for helping her get over that. And that's just one of the things I've seen. So it's really cool. But it's really neat, the technology that we have today. Any of you that know me know I'm a technology geek. I've got 3 computers sitting here. I've got 2-3 cameras hooked up. I've got all kinds of stuff going on here. I'm a technology geek, as well as a ham radio operator. So I understand frequencies and resonance and things like that. And this is some really cool technology to be able to scan your body and non-invasively treat your body. So that's something I'll get into more in another video, but that's where I'm at on my spiritual journey right at the moment. So I hope you're all doing well. Hope you all have a good Thanksgiving, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.